everybody? This is David from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop, aka Chop It Up Live. And today, I have a special guest in the building, the usual suspect. He's tired as hell, looking very occupied at the moment. But this is Senor Del Boy from Movie Mash and countless other channels that he doesn't really frequent on very often. Say hello to the fans, sir. Say hello to the
fans. Hello, fans. How you doing? Just want to tell you quickly, Davey, there's a problem with the live stream. It's not working properly. I'm on your channel now, and it's not working properly.
I'm on your channel now. It's working. Look.
All right, I'm joking. How come the background's different?
What do you mean the background's different?
It's different on mine.
I don't know. I changed it. Please don't change it again, because you go.
No, I'm not going to change it. It's just my back. Anyway, look. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Davey's channel. I'll be starting a new channel soon, and obviously we'll do better than his instantly. But yeah, so today we're going to talk about some cool subjects, but he's got the list here somewhere, and we'll let you know. And make sure you like and subscribe to his channel, because he could do with it, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So make sure you guys like this video, say hi in the chat if you guys are in there. And hey, man, let's get to some freaking movie news. Well, first of all, how are you doing today, sir? In LA, it is raining.
I'm living the dream.
How is it raining over there?
It not today, no, but it felt like it was gonna.
Yeah, it started off in the morning, and we have these big brown, big gray clouds like lingering above the city, but it's not raining yet. But it probably will. Yesterday we had lightning and thunder, and we had a freaking transformer explode. And you thought I was talking about Megatron and shit?
Megatron,
dude. I know if you went to Universal Studios, you would have a fun time, because Megatron talks shit to people.
I've seen it. It looks funny. It looks good as well, actually.
Yeah, they're big, and and the voice actor's pretty damn good. But let's go ahead and get into it. So, word around the campfire is that Mummy 4 might be getting greenlit by Universal Studios, and this is starring the original cast with Brandon Fraser and who's the girl from the first one? You're the person with the names.
Rachel Waltz. Her name is it Raquel Waltz?
Yeah,
Rachel Waltz. Yeah,
that lady. And then also the man that plays Hypnotep on the internet. The man that plays Hypnotep in the original one, he was on Instagram, and he showed off the big ass sword from the original one. It seems like he's kind of like alluding to something, that maybe there is some gas behind this rumor that Mummy 4 might be in production. But we've been seeing a lot of this, with Top Gun and what else, and then Bad Boys, and what other movies were old, and then all of a sudden they got a sequel later on down the line. Dumb and Dumber. What else?
We got that there a couple of years ago.
Yeah. But I'm saying, what are some other movies that recently created a sequel way down the line? Top Gun for sure, and that one did pretty good.
Halloween.
I mean, that don't count, dude. The horror movies always do that.
I can't think at the top of my head.
Ben Grimm says Bill and Ted. What's up, Bill? Ben Grimm.
Yeah, Matrix did as well.
Bill and Ted as well. Ben Grimm came in there. What's up, Ben? What's up, Ben? What's going on? So show it on the screen. Bam. Yeah. But yeah, but anyway, this is becoming like a trend. But how do you feel about the Mummy 4? Do you feel like it's something necessary? Do you feel like it's something that we need, or is it just don't
need the other lot? But I you know what? I'm on board, but there's one problem, and I know this. I'm pretty sure about it. So, do you know the film The Goonies?
Yes.
I know you haven't seen it, but everyone keeps saying, "Oh, Goonies 2," and they're always coming out saying, "Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it." They've been saying that for 10 years.
Yeah, we're gonna Gremlins 3.
That's fine, but with The Goonies, fans are expecting those group of kids who are now older than us, older than me, are going to be running around in caves and stuff. That's not going to happen. They're going to be in it. There's going to be their children. There's going to be someone else. So all these people rushing out to see that, you're not going to see that. You're going to see kids. Now with Mummy.
Ghostbusters as well. I forgot about that.
It's kind of like that too. But, with the Mummy, Brendan Fraser, he probably not the action man as he was. I mean, he could get trim, and I can't see why he couldn't. But it's not gonna. It's gonna be his son. It's gonna be something else. He's going to be in it, probably a good part in it, but he won't be the main character. And everyone's gonna run out, and they'll kind of showcase it like this. It's just my opinion, but all these films, they go, oh, great, great, but it turns out that he's not going to be the way he was when he was younger. I mean, I wouldn't mind if he is, but it ain't going to happen, just for people to know. But I'm still up for it.
I don't think this is one of those movies that, look, I really think that the push for this movie is mostly because people really like Brandon Fraser. Brandon Fraser has been loved, especially recently with like The Whale and how he was like beloved. And a lot of people have been really requesting that he be in more films. And he's been getting a lot more work since The Whale and things like that. But damn, like The Mummy 4? Like I don't know how that's gonna work. But then I also heard I heard they might ignore the third one. So I don't I heard they might ignore the third one.
His son was kind of one of the main characters in that, and nobody's interested in his son. Nobody. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So if his son's going to be on this, it's going to be canon. Who knows? I don't know. They might as well just leave it in.
Maybe they'll do what they did with Indiana Jones. Didn't Indiana Jones kind of like ignore Shia LaBeouf's character?
No, they didn't.
The last one, they didn't?
No, they didn't, right? This is what they done is, and I feel like it was quite bad. You've seen Indiana Jones, he's running around and he's kind of taking up the mantle, right? In the last one, he was on a boat saying he was killed in Vietnam. That was it, done. I was like, really? You just killed him off like that? All right, fair enough. But yeah, it was meant.
But let's see. Let's get to a couple of chats. Texas Chainsaw Massacre made a sequel on Netflix. Oh yeah, that was another one. But horror movies do that a lot. Ben Grimm says they're making a new Spaceballs. Exactly, that's another one. Renamon says Zootopia 2. I mean, when the hell did Zootopia 1 come out? Scott Walker says, hello boys, how are you guys doing this week? I gotta move this thing to read it. I got lots to talk to you about for Scream 7. Oh, okay, yeah. Scream 7. Let's see. Well, anyway, yeah. Oh, put it at the top. Yeah, that might make more sense, right? Let's see. Put it at the top. But yeah, so I mean, I'm all for The Mummy. I'm like a fan of the original, but I just don't know how it's gonna like live in today's day and age. I don't know if it's gonna be something that people were like, I need to see that.
It's Brendan Fraser might be enough to bring people in.
Yeah, dude, because people really love. I didn't know Brandon Fraser was as beloved as he is. Like, but they really love him.
I always liked him, but
at one point, it really felt like he was in everything. He had Monkey Bone, he had Bedazzled, he was in a shitload of movies, and all of a sudden he just disappeared. But I heard it's because of Hollywood. Well, that too, but I heard Hollywood kind of like exiled him for some strange reason. But yeah, yeah. So I'm for it. I'm down to see The Mummy 4, but it has to look good. It can't. If it looks crappy and I see the trailer and it feels like a cash grab, I'm probably going to ignore it because that's another thing that we're.
I'm telling you, he's gonna be in it, but he ain't gonna be the main character.
Yeah, but this is something we were talking about last time. Like, me and you used to see everything. We've come to like the realization that we're willing to skip shit if it looks bad.
All the time.
Exactly. Like
even if it looks good, I just
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like I'm willing to skip it if it looks bad. Scott Walker chimed in and said, don't forget he did George of the Jungle. Definitely he did do a George of the Jungle. I forgot about
the Center of the Earth or something like that.
He did a lot of freaking movies. Okay. For a Final Destination movie, I think instead of concentrating on natural disasters, that should have animal attacks on people and stuff like that. What do you guys think? You and your animals, man. I don't know. I don't think that would work in a Final Destination movie. Animal attacks. But yeah, so I'm down to see it. But let's move on to the next topic. Guillermo del Toro made Frankenstein, which is something that we're going to segue into like afterwards. But word around the campfire is that there's interest in Guillermo del Toro directing a possible Phantom of the Opera reboot. So, what do you think about this idea, especially coming off the cusp of we just have Netflix Frankenstein?
After what I just saw, yes. But as long as there's no singing in it, I'll be up for it. Once they start kicking into songs, I'm out. I don't like musicals. I like story being told, not singing and dancing. It's like, come on, let's get on with it. Bit like the Joker. Every time something was gonna be sounds like we're getting somewhere. It's like, So Phantom of the Opera is famously known for music, right?
Bigger
And
Broadway musical.
yeah, but again, I'll give it a try because of what I saw the other day was mind blowing. I loved Frankenstein. So good.
But I think before that, well, even before that, the 1920s Phantom of the Opera was an actual movie. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I want to say this wasn't it a novel before it was a screen, like before it was a play.
I
But
don't
anyway,
know.
look, the point of the matter is this: as simple as this. I think it's a great idea. I think that Guillermo del Toro, they should give him the whole dark universe. Just give him a dark universe. The problem is that the dark universe wants to live in, I think, today's day and age, and
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna work.
no, like Frankenstein, keep it in that Victorian or whatever, that kind of, it really works, that it's got that gothic feel about it, and eerie. Every time that, like, they make something today, it kind of straight away, it shows the beginning and you're like, yeah, this looks good. And then it jumps to today and all of a sudden it just goes in, like, it's like all the modern technology and you just want it, that gothic look, that kind of creepy
Yeah,
old.
it has to live within that certain era. Because I thought in the Frankenstein movie that the wolf thing was like an alluding to like like a Wolfman movie or something, like, because there was that one wolf that seemed like it was a little bit more like aware than the rest of the wolves, and I was just like, there was that black one. I was just like, why is that wolf a little bit more aware than the other one? So it made me feel like maybe it was like a humanoid type thing, but who knows? But definitely,
That would be a good one. Him doing the Wolfman or something,
we're going to get to a Wolfman one in a minute. So actually,
Right.
Scott Walker chimed in and said, I want to see another Wolfman movie concentrating on the 1941 version, not the 2010 one. The latest one, I think they should do another Wolfman movie, Larry Talbot character. Now, listen, Scott, we're going to get into a Wolfman topic in a minute. All right, there's a Wolfman topic coming up very, very soon. You just gotta just hang tight. It's actually really good news in regards to Wolfman. But anyway, yeah, I'm all for him getting his hands on more of the characters, especially Phantom of the Opera. I think he'll do really good because that's also in that gothic Victorian era, and his the way that he sees things is just different. Like he really paid attention to like the detail and the cinematography and how the set design looked, and also he was the Frankenstein monster was all practical. He had to sit in a chair for like 20 hours to get all his makeup done. So it's like that getting translated into maybe a Phantom character, I think that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, like even when nothing was happening much. I mean, everything was happening, but even scenes where it was just some dialogue, just everything just looked like gorgeous and like practical, and the set designs, and it's just, yeah. So I'd like to see him do more like that. Phantom of the Opera, wish it was something else, but give it a try. No
Yeah.
singing.
Well, I think it might have a little bit because it's in an old, isn't it set in like an old musical theater?
Yeah,
So
but
it's
again,
like,
I think it's Victorian times as well. Like again,
I don't think they're gonna blow up. They're gonna like go out in like full musical numbers, but there probably will be music. And then he's like interrupting their performances. Like the whole thing is about the girl and she becomes famous or whatever, and she becomes famous because she steps in for somebody and she ends up getting the eye of the Phantom. And yeah, like he keeps sabotaging the theater performances. So I think there might be some music, but I don't know if it's gonna be like full blown musical.
I hope not.
It depends on how he chooses to approach it, but I
Well,
think
look, musicals do well. Like I think The Greatest Showman did really well.
Wicked is doing really good.
Yeah, Wicked, and then you had that one. Is it Les
Les
Miserables a few years
Miserables,
ago?
yeah,
Yeah,
that did good. Sweeney
um,
Todd did all right.
yeah. They always do all right. So if he puts, like, it's only I just don't like him, but if he puts all that together along with whatever songs go in, I'm sure it will do amazing. But well, I hope it would be. At least it'll look good anyway.
Yeah, so the good thing about this topic is it goes well into the next topic. We're gonna come back to the Frankenstein thing in a second because we'll kind of revisit that in a minute. But let's look at some chats. Scott says, in Scream 7, I do personally believe Stu is the killer in the movie. He won't reveal himself, but he will reveal himself in Scream 8, 9, or 10. I don't know. I think that Scream is too predictable, and they want you to believe that it's Stu, and it's not going to be him. An American Bulldog. Oh, he's talking about his dog. An American Bulldog. He's doing very well. If he has diabetes, he's very healthy and veteran. He's one of the dogs I've ever seen. I'm glad that your dog is doing well.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
we care about the animals. Yeah, he's still a very He's a young dog and he has diabetes. That's sad. But as long as he's healthy, that's all that matters. The thing that I wanted to segue into real quick is that since we're talking about the monster universe, Robert Eggers is doing a Wolfman movie. He's doing not a Wolfman, but he's doing a movie called Werewolf. Mm-hmm. And this one is supposed to be straight up like the Germanic, like old school mythos vibe. And the cool thing about it is apparently it's being shot on 35 millimeter.
Okay.
And Robert Eggers, you know who Robert Eggers is, right? Isn't that the director for Hereditary?
I think so.
Yeah, actually, right. Yeah. Robert Eggers is a Hereditary's director, right? Robert.
I think he is.
I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah, he did Nosferatu. He did The Witch. He did Lighthouse. He did The Northman. Yeah, he did a lot of stuff. Yeah, but anyway, he's making a werewolf movie. Oh no, he didn't do Hereditary. He did The Witch and Lighthouse and The Northman and Nosferatu. But now he's doing Werewolf. Which is actually pretty cool because Nosferatu was pretty good. I feel like yeah, see, Ben Grimm, Eggers did The Witch. Thank you, sir. Ben Grimm Time was like, no, you wrong. it's this. But
I like The Witch.
Yeah, so what do you think about him getting his hands on since he did Nosferatu, them giving him Werewolf?
Listen, everything you just named, I liked them all. The Northman liked it. The Nosferatu, I really liked. I just didn't like the ending too much, but it looked great, So if he would be a good choice for it, since we've seen what he's done already, in that kind of way. Yeah,
especially because his Nosferatu, visually was really nice to look at.
So, The Witch is also kind of a period type thing as well, which he seems to, as long as he keeps with that and no modern shit, Yeah,
I think he will, because he's like one of those classic, he's A24. He's like one of them classic, film directors. Like, he doesn't really if he can, he's going to do modern sets. If he can, he's going to do actual practical versus CGI. Yeah, Ari Aster is Hereditary. You're right. And then Renamine, we talked about Gremlins 3 a little bit at the beginning, where we mentioned it when we were saying that classic movies that are getting sequels way later down the line. But anyway, I'm all for Eggers doing the Werewolf. I think that's a fantastic idea because, seriously, you can't get better. You can't, honestly, you could. I don't think you could get a better director other than Guillermo del Toro.
Or Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson would be amazing, but that motherfucker don't do nothing no more. Peter Jackson does absolutely nothing. That fool's been working on doing a 4K transfer to some old ass movie that he made.
Yeah, the World War I thing.
Nah. This is before that. It's like a horror movie he had. It's called Dead Evil or something. It's called Dead Evil or something like that. It has a name similar to Evil Dead. I forgot the name of it.
I saw something funny with him recently. He did a little video. There was all these people saying, what have you been doing? Where are you? What have you been doing? And he said, guys, I've been busy polishing my 12 Oscars.
12 Oscars. See, look at that.
He got Lord of the Rings. He got 12 Oscars, so he's been busy polishing them.
I think it's called Dead Alive. There you go. It's called Dead Alive. I was thinking it was bothering me. But dude, he's been working on that freaking 4K transfer for that shit forever. And but anyway, so Robert Eggers getting Werewolf, I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great idea. But we wanted to segue a little bit into something that you were talking about with me. You said that Frankenstein is single-handedly one of the best movies out this year.
Yeah, it's not one. I think is the best. Okay. I have to think about everything that's come out this year, but
there hasn't been, dude. You're not missing much. I mean, the only other movie that really got a lot of attention was that Leo movie, and outside of that, everything else sucked. I was mad that Daniel Day-Lewis movie was boring. I was so mad about that, and I was really looking forward to it. And Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know, but anyway, I think that I can see why you like it, but I still can't put it. I can't put it over Weapons or Sinners. I can't do it. I really sat down and thought about it. I can't do it. Like, it's a great movie, but I feel like one of the stories in the movie is stronger than the other. The Frankenstein monster story is way more cohesive and more like beneficial to the plot than Dr. Frankenstein's version. I
I
feel
don't
like
know. I disagree because you need to know his backstory and what brought him to this point and how he got there and all that, which to me, I loved every minute of it. I did find Frankenstein's part, or the monster, more fun or interesting. You know,
yeah,
it was good. But I was really happy with all the way up to that point, and then that was just an extra bonus from that shit. That intro, oh, that was just so good. You know,
that intro was not gonna lie,
that set the tone. Yeah, I just the way it looked, the way it was acted, the cinematography, the practical, the set design, the makeup, everything, everything. The story, we all know the story, but the way it was told, everything. And there was a couple of good scares in it. I don't know if that was a PG-13. I think it is, you know, but they had some good scares in it. Well, I wouldn't, you know, creepy moments, you know, and you feel so bad for him at some points, you know, really.
But that's what I'm
really.
saying. Like that was the Frankenstein monster. Like I felt bad for Dr. Frankenstein at the beginning, but then as the story progressed, they never made that connection about like why he wanted to bring to be able to you know basically defy God
I
by
think we all
bringing
knew, but
human
yeah,
life.
they should
Because then
narrow.
it goes against the whole thing. Like he was upset at the Frankenstein monster because the monster was dumb in his opinion. But his whole point was to bring people back alive because his mother died and he wanted to be able to control that to prevent stuff like that from happening, which he did. He was able to do that. But the problem is like I didn't understand why he was mad. You succeeded in whatever it was that you were trying to do. So why are you mad? Why are you upset? Why are you like, oh, this is a failure?
Part of me was thinking that he thought to himself, "Oh no, what have I done? I shouldn't have done this." Justin, it's like a monster. But yeah, second of all, then it's like you're dumb, and I'm like, look, it's like a child. He'll learn. At least he can say Victor. And then he was like, say something, and then he said something else, and it was like, fuck it, I've made up my mind. Anyway.
Exactly. That was another part where he was like, say
Yeah.
something else. Give me a reason not to kill you,
Yeah.
Elizabeth. I was like, oh, that's
he was like, shut up. You talk
right?
too much.
I didn't hear that. Like you pour the gasoline on him.
But then he changed his mind again when he ran out. He was like, "Oh no, I shouldn't have done." Oh, I don't know, but I still loved it. I loved every minute of it. I was glued. So yeah, I still have to go for everything, but Sinners and its Weapons, God, not even close.
The only, like I said, the only flaw with Weapons is the beginning, the 15 minutes with that monologue. That's it. Sinners, I feel like the pacing towards the second half of Sinners is a little bit too fast, but it's not it doesn't kill the movie completely. Like I said with the Frankenstein, I love the movie, but that first half is a little boring because it takes Victor a while to kind of get going, and I know it's developing the story, but at the same time, I also feel like his character development wasn't as impactful as a monster. I felt like I was completely 100% bought into the monster. Victor's part, I was kind of falling asleep and getting bored.
No, I loved it, but you have to remember the monster is going to be more interesting, and no matter what, you know.
So, yeah. All right, let's see what some people said. All right, I read somewhere. There's something very naughty 2 or 3 weeks ago, about 5 a.m. I'll let him out to go to the bathroom. He chased a possum into a sunroom. Add to my call, my dad helped me. I have no clue what that's going on, but all right, man.
He's talking about his dog.
I know he's talking about his dog, but I'm like, okay, like it's kind of like out of the. I had no idea what Red was chasing. I heard the commotion. I went to investigate. There was a bush-tailed possum. That's what we call them here. He chased it into the house. So I mean, Red's something very, very naughty 2 or 3. Okay, the dog chased a possum into the house. Has your dog ever chased an animal into the house? Nah. Has your dog ever chased an animal into your house?
The cats have brought in a mouse once.
Yeah, nah, our dog hasn't done that. My favorite sequel to Monster Universe is Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Okay, I can see that. And then, what do you guys think of the new horror movie remake, Silent Night, Deadly Night? It looks pretty good. I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about it. I heard it's entertaining. I heard like it's nothing like super special, but I heard it's entertaining. So that's
all you need for something like that. Fun, entertaining. What else you gonna get? You know?
yeah, exactly. So I heard it's entertaining. That's good enough.
As long as it's not dull and boring, you know.
Exactly. Moving on to some more news in Hollywood. Stranger Things. Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I was thinking of Bobby Brown, the freaking dancer. But anyway, and her co-star David, who is also in. Isn't he the Red Guardian in Marvel?
Yeah. He also did Hellboy as well, the remake sort of thing.
Oh, that was him? He was Hellboy?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so apparently them two were getting into it on the set. Maybe, I don't know, prior to season 5, Millie Bobby Brown filed a lawsuit or charges against him saying that he was bullying and harassing her. But there's no specific details as to like what happened. But they did reiterate that none of the accusations are sexual. It's just strictly like he was bullying her and harassing her. Now, I will say I heard Millie Bobby Brown is a bitch. I've heard like she's not easy to work with.
Yeah.
I heard she could come off as an asshole. So it's like, was he really bullying you or was he calling you out on your shit? And the fact that we don't really have much details about what actually happened, I mean, it's hard to kind of guess from it. But when they did show them on the red carpet together, like they kind of looked like nothing was bothering them. But also I read that during the filming of season 5, they had somebody on the set that was watching them interact with each other to make sure that he wasn't harassing her.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Look, as far as I know, recently they've been trying to downplay that now. Yeah. Look, it could be whatever, it could be just blown out of proportion. But I've heard that she's a bit of a madam, she's a bit of a princess, and even I've heard that the other actors kind of struggle with her. She kind of a bit shitty with them. She's too good for him. Now, I don't know if any of that's true, but I get the impression it could be. And also, like you said, maybe he just called her out and she didn't like it, you know, and because she's a big star now. So who knows? But I do say this, though. Unless it's something severe, she should shut her mouth, because keep it between them. So unless it's really bad, yeah, just keep her mouth shut. And because of all you're doing, just bringing a negative attention. When people are watching this, they're going to be the first thing they're thinking about when they're all being nice together. You're like, well, they actually hate each other. You know, it's so unless it's severe, I think you should shut your mouth if any of it's true. You know,
realistically, this is her bread and butter, and it's like she doesn't want to ruin this because where do you go from here? Well, yeah, you have a spot in the MonsterVerse with Godzilla
for that kind of shit as well. So.
Yeah, but it's like okay, look, outside of Stranger Things, she got Godzilla. Then what else has she had after that? She hasn't really had much.
She had a Sherlock Holmes with Henry Cavill. Was it something?
Oh, she was in that?
She was a female Sherlock Holmes or something. I don't watch it.
Was she?
Yeah. I can't remember her name, but yeah, with Henry Cavill. I think there's even 2 of them. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Was it a TV show or a movie?
I think there were movies, yeah. Netflix.
Really?
I didn't. Yeah, they were movies though.
Good luck with that one. I don't remember that. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
Enola Holmes, I think it was called.
It was called what?
Enola Holmes.
Well, I've never heard of that shit. Yeah. Well, look, if the accusations are true, hey man, it is what it is. But at the same time, she has a reputation. I heard like even when she used to be at conventions and signing stuff. Like after a while, she was being really bitchy about like signing like I heard she didn't even want to write like her name like 11 or something anymore. Like she just wanted to write like L. She was refusing to write like quotes. I heard that when people were asking her to do the pose, she wouldn't do it. And then another thing too is like when they were on the red carpet premiere, she was sitting there posing and doing her things. And one of the paparazzi yelled at her. He was like, "Hey, Millie, like smile." And she snapped at him and got all mad like, "You smile." and then she like stormed off, and I'm like, dude, like what the fuck, like.
She doesn't come across the girl who gets bullied. Do you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like she comes off as kind of bitchy, dude, and that's how some of these people are that became famous at a real young age. They kind of get full of themselves. So it's kind of hard for me to think like you're getting bullied on set and you're literally like the main fucking star. Like this show cannot continue unless you're on it, you know, because the show is basically revolved around you. So, I mean, I even think that the reason that the show is spaced out that much is because of her. I'm pretty sure that the other actors, they want like, you know, a steady paycheck and things like that. So I think that the breaks in between are because of her. And also on top of that, she would I'm sorry, I was looking at my dog. I was making sure she didn't knock down my my light. I think so then if she's taking these breaks in between and she's the reason why the show's spaced out so much, you also have to think the show's being written around her. Because now you have to adjust the story of the show to fit their age, you know?
Yeah.
Because now they're older, you can't say they're fucking kids anymore. Like they're literally.
You know that the skinny, goofy fella with the black hair. He's done all right. He was on It. I think he was on Ghostbusters. You know, he's not doing too bad for himself. I think one of them has got his own podcast or something. You know,
one of the boys in the show has been in a couple of movies too. One of the main boys, I don't remember, but he's been in a couple of things as well too. But let's look at some chats. Matthew Lillard said he will return for Scream 8, 9, or 10 if 7 does well. Of course he will because it's money. But I mean, to me that's dumb. I don't want them to just be like, oh, this movie made money, so let's keep doing it over and over again. Good news is there's some development and some news about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4 finally might be happening. Honestly, I don't care about Spider-Man 4. It's been too long. Spider-Man 3 sucked.
I care, but you know what? I just don't see it happening.
Okay, the only way I'm watching this shit is if it's Old Man Spider. If it's not Old Man Spider storyline, I don't want to watch it because it's stupid. You'll be telling Spider-Man 4 should not take place right after Spider-Man 3. It should be the Old Man Spider storyline. So it actually fits like
there's no way he's 50 now or something, you know. It can't do
That's what I'm saying. It's the only thing that makes sense. You gotta go that way.
But again, I wouldn't mind, but again, it's all rubbish. They're not gonna jeopardize Tom Holland's Spider-Man for now, you know.
Yeah, because that could possibly like mess it over. But the only problem about it is that that stuff will conflict with each other. Like Marvel's not gonna want 2 Spider-Man movies out at the same time because it's gonna throw a wrench in what they have already going. That'll be a dumb. Let's see. Is there any possibility you can do a live stream on the 3rd of December? It's my birthday. I can see, but it just depends on my schedule. He thinks that there should be a movie about a killer of Ronald McDonald, where he got fired and he wants to get revenge. That honestly sounds like one of those Pooh, Blood and Honey movies. I can see that happening when Ronald McDonald becomes public domain. Tobey Maguire is going to take place years after him being married and being a father. Spider-Man is going to take place years later after him being a father. Yeah, I mean, but again, Old Man Spider storyline or don't do it at all. Because trust me, Old Man Spider storyline is actually good. If you just give me another fucking sequel like, oh, Spider-Man years down the line after he gets married to MJ and has a kid, I don't want to see that shit. Give me the Old Man Spider storyline. It'll be like the Logan movie. When that Logan movie came out, a lot of people loved it because it was really true to the story. Damn, dude, my allergies are kicking up. Anyway, moving on. Robert Englund, the man just recently got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and also he was on a podcast recently, and he voiced interest in becoming Freddy again, but not in the way that people want. He's been talking about and I've heard him mention this before. He'll be down to voice Freddy in an animated movie. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's better than nothing. I prefer they make a movie, but it's better than nothing, you know. As long as it's not a 12, a PG-13. Yeah, as long as it's not like that, it has to be full on blood, slashing, the lot. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, you're missing something else. It can't be at that frame rate that you don't like.
Oh God, I'll give it a shot because it's him. But oh my God, It's painful, and
I really think that's if they do one, it's gonna be like that Predator one.
I'm gonna send a strong letter.
I'm gonna send a strong letter. He's like, I gotta
do it
because that's becoming real popular. That frame rate and that type of animation. I think a lot of people saw Into the Spider-Verse and they're like, all right, cool, like let's run with that. And I don't know if it's like cheaper to produce those type of movies, but it seems to be getting popular. And honestly, I can kind of see Freddy Krueger kind of being in that kind of frame rate, and you could kind of do a lot more with like the kills and things like that. I think it'll be a cool idea to have an animated Nightmare on Elm Street, and then have Robert Englund give you one more crack at being Freddy Krueger. I think that's pretty cool.
It has to be like R-rated.
I mean, they could also do it like that Mortal Kombat animated one. That'll be pretty cool.
I watched Mortal Kombat animated one recently. I hadn't seen. Oh my god!
Right?
What one did you see?
It was one. I think it was the one before that.
It was Sub-Zero was old.
I saw the one before that one.
Sub-Zero was old in it, and he was training some young kid who went blind or something. And Kano was like some part machine god or something. All I know is they did not hold back. They overdid it even, but it was good. And that's what wouldn't mind seeing Freddy like that. I know he's popular with young people as well, but it needs to be gory, you know. I think.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool. Either or, regardless of like, because that frame rate doesn't bother me. I know it bothers you. But either or, I think it's a cool idea. That way we get a new Nightmare on Elm Street. Robert Englund gets one more crack at being Freddy Krueger. But at the same time, I think we need another reboot to Nightmare on Elm Street. I think we need an actual reboot. I think that if A24 can get the rights to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like they've been going for, not sure if it ever got settled or whatever the case may be, I have to look back into it. If they could get Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and if Friday the 13th or Camp Crystal Lake does good, then that means that there's an opportunity. The only problem is New Line Cinema still owns the rights to Freddy, I think.
And the red tape is terrible, apparently.
Yeah, well, not really. I think it would depend on the team, because New Line Cinema released Weapons, and also I think they did Barbarian. If you can get that team to do Nightmare on Elm Street, I think we might have something. Yeah. But I like the whole A24, but I think if you could get the Barbarian team, Weapons team to do Nightmare on Elm Street, but you do that shit on A24 or Neon, hey, sign me up. I'm all for it, because I think that'll be really good.
Jim Carrey as Freddy.
Jim Carrey as Freddy. That'll be pretty. I mean, that'll be pretty interesting if he's willing to do it.
It'd be interesting, all right. He's definitely got the physicality for it.
He has a physicality, and he also has like the comedic timing for it. I can see him definitely.
Yeah, but are you going to see Jim Carrey, or are you going to see Freddy? You know what I mean?
I think you see. The thing is, I've seen him in like the number 23. He does that, and he's actually pretty damn. He can actually act outside of it. Like, it's not like he's stuck in that comedic funny guy role, and I can actually see him outside of that.
We'll see.
Because I was worried about that with Marlon in the movie Him, that I wasn't gonna be able to take him seriously, but he's actually pretty good.
Kevin Bacon was talking about it at one point, and I was up for that. You know.
Yeah, that's what Scott just said. He said Kevin Bacon has been in talks to do the remake to Nightmare on Freddy, but Nightmare on Elm Street. But I mean, that's been a rumor for a long ass time already.
Yeah, that's failed. Yeah.
Because that's been like a fan casting for a long ass time. How many McDonald's restaurants are there in the UK? Scott wants to know. 2. There's only 2. No, I don't know. Derek is pulling his leg. Speaking of fast food restaurants, Millbrook, Australia is finally getting their first Wendy's. It will be here in Christmas. Damn, y'all barely getting Wendy's. Do you guys have a Wendy's in the UK?
We do, yeah.
Wendy's is pretty good. I would love to see the Lizard return for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movie, because the Lizard was originally supposed to be in Spider-Man. The Lizard sucks, dog. I don't like the Lizard. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have a very interesting take. Spider-Man got some whack ass villains, bro. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. Spider-Man has some of the boringest, most wackest villains ever. Like, it's only like a handful of them that are really good. His biggest money makers are Venom, Carnage, Dr. Octopus, and that's about it. And make Green Goblin and Hobgoblin. But outside of that, his villains fucking suck. Like I said about Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, I would love to see the lizard more dinosaur-like. I don't want to see the lizard, dog. The lizard is like one of the most terrible. The lizard sucks, dog. We moving on. Anyway, so Robert Englund, we all on board for you to do the voice acting for it. Next one, V for Vendetta TV series. Apparently, Mr. What's fucking dude's name that directed Superman? James Gunn. James Gunn has said that there is a V for Vendetta TV series in the works. What do you think?
Well, see anyway, but I wouldn't mind because the film was good, especially with the climate over here at the moment. You know, it's a bit, you know, but how they execute it, I don't know. Because you see, I don't know much about the character only for the film I've seen. You know, which is Guy Fawkes blowing shit up. But yeah, if they do it right, they do it right, and it sounds good to me. The film was pretty good.
And you just said something that you said something about what did you say about the time, about now, the timing?
The climate over here, you know, the way shit's going down here in the UK.
But the thing is that climate is universal now. I feel like there's like protests and things going on. Right now there's a big ass protest in Mexico City. Before that, what was that place that one place, the little Asian, it's an Asian place that overthrew their government. And I think I think France is having some stuff going on too. There's so much stuff around the world that's going on. And it might be one of those things where this type of movie might try to blame it for like more revolutionary acts. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe. I think James Gunn may go easy on that. I do think he'll go easy on that a little bit, you know. So, you know, because he won't want to come across, you know, left or right. You know, he'll want to stay neutral. So I think he might. Because
that's why the Maniac Cop movie got delayed, because Maniac Cop was supposed to happen, but then it was like a lot of like police shootings and shit happened. And they were like, yeah, we can't make no horror movie about a police officer going crazy and shooting people because that narrative might not come off well. But yeah, dude, like, oh, what's up, Becton? This fool. I ain't seen that fool in a cool minute. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Can't stay long, but good to see you guys. Man, what's going on?
Mate? You all right?
Yeah, but look, V for Vendetta, I remember loving that damn movie. I remember loving that shit, and I love Watchmen. So it's like, if you can encompass what the V for Vendetta movie was, hey man, I'm all for it. That's all I need. But yeah, I'm for it. Because you said isn't it set in the UK?
Yeah, London actually, yeah.
Man, you fighting sleep bad, huh?
No.
You're like,
you're putting me to sleep. No, I'm joking.
Oh damn! I walked myself into that one. Touche, sir. Touche. Anyway, yeah, set in London, so that's another thing too. Y'all might have another person try to blow up some shit.
That's what I mean, because he see, you didn't know, but we've over here in the 5th of November, we've got this thing called Guy Fawkes. It's been going on for 500 years on. Loads of fireworks that night and bonfires and people celebrating. This guy called Guy Fawkes tried to blow up the House of Parliament, Big Ben, 500 years ago. He was caught, but he was against the kind of regime that was going on back then. So, like V for Vendetta, see the mask he wore and the hat? Yeah. That's what Guy Fawkes wore. He had that kind of... He didn't wear a mask, but that's what his face looked like in the long hair and the hat. Cloak. So with what I was going to say is with James Gunn doing it, as long as he kind of keeps to that, but the Guy Fawkes thing was great and the blowing up. So how is he going? That's what they did on the film. I don't know if you remember. You see the underground train and he put loads of bombs in it. Yeah, and that's what he was going to go on to Parliament and blow shit up or something, and the fireworks, and because of the totalitarian state or whatever you call it.
Totalitarian.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it'd be good.
Because I didn't know that really existed, and it's crazy because that mask has become synonymous with like anti-government and like revolution. Yeah. You know, so it's like I think they're gonna have to tread softly because the world is in a very, very sensitive place right now, and I feel like I feel like they're going to feel like they may influence somebody to do something irrational. Or if somebody does do something irrational, they're going to try to blame the movie.
Exactly. You know, even so, it's very sensitive subject, and I can't see James Gunn overdoing it. Which
As long as he's not the writer, please, 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 just anybody,
right,
just don't let James
right,
Gunn be the writer.
Superman was good.
Look at that, blink twice, blink twice if you need help. Well, yeah, James Gunn over here holding you hostage. But yeah, I'm all for it. I love V for Vendetta, the first movie. I kind of wanted to see more of it, and you know, I kind of want to rewatch that movie. That was a real good ass movie.
It was, yeah.
I might pop that in one of these days. I'm very fascinated by the Titanic. It's very interesting. But did you have any ancestors? We kind of already had this conversation about the Titanic. We did. I don't know nobody that lived on the Titanic. Derek didn't know nobody on the Titanic. We had this conversation last time. But thanks for chit chatting with us about the Titanic, Mr. Derek. This is your topic because I don't like Star Wars like that. So Star Trek. Star Trek is apparently getting a brand new movie. It's in the works allegedly, and supposedly it's rebooting and starting a whole new fucking film franchise. It's not connected to any other movies. It's its own shit. It's gonna start off fresh and brand new. Isn't this like the fucking 15th time that they've done this, or no?
Yeah, something like that. So the one with Chris Pine should be they were trying to make for. They're talking about that forever, and it's all go, it's ready to go, and then it's not. Then it is a bit like Blade, yeah. And I just got sick of hearing it. Now I seen something they're saying a new Star Trek. I don't know what it's based on. Is it Captain Kirk? Is it Jean-Luc Picard or whatever? But until I see more, I just stop looking until I see it's ready to go. You know, they started filming. That's when I'll take more interest because I'm sick to death. And it isn't just Star Trek; it's everything. It's we're ready. It's a go. And we got the screen, we got the script, we've got all the actors already. And then you're like, yeah. And then it's like, well, what happened? Same like Blade. I mean, how many times, how many years was that ready filming, and now it's just gone. So until I see more about the actual evidence of it going, because it's just the way it's just Hollywood today. And also, if just say they do it, depends on how is it going to be, because we've already got this thing called not Discovery, Strange New Worlds, which I'm actually enjoying, but that's pre Captain Kirk, when everyone knows Captain Kirk's from the 60s, you know, William Shatner. This is pre Captain Kirk. So how far are they going back? And if they're doing a Captain Kirk, we've just had that with Chris Pine and the new show. So is it going to be a completely different story? Who knows? But as I say, until I see more, I'm not even going to look into that.
Yeah. It's honestly kind of crazy because this is a very popular IP and it's a lucrative IP. So you would kind of think that they would stop playing around with it and just put it out, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not like a huge Star Trek fan. I think I've seen like one of the movies and it was surprisingly decent. But it was one of the older ones. It was like in the early 2000s or something.
They're the best ones.
I saw like the one in the early 2000s and I was like,
oh,
I didn't
right. No.
It was I don't remember. It was in the 2000. It was like one of them first like reboots or whatever. And I watched it. And I was like, okay, that was pretty.
All right. They're not bad.
But yeah, so yeah. So let's see. Listen, boys, my hatred for Jurassic World Rebirth is so strong. I can't stand the movie. There's no dinosaur capture scenes. There's no dinosaur fights. It's the worst. Wasn't that whole movie about capturing dinosaurs or no?
No, that was the one before. I think it was getting DNA off them or something. They needed DNA from each different dinosaur, and that was
Something like that. But the thing is, this movie. Look, man, Jurassic World, the first one was okay, and then everything after that sucked. There's nothing good. This franchise is fucking terrible. This Jurassic World franchise is terrible.
And the way they went off, they decided. It just went off the beaten track. But the new one that just came out recently, I thought they were going to rectify the mistakes that they made in the old one, but
they're not. They don't care. As long as these movies keep making damn near $1 billion, they're just going to keep cranking them out.
Yeah. I don't know how much this one made.
I don't know, but they're damn near making billions of dollars. So it's like they're going to just keep doing it. Especially the one before this one, the one that they had the freaking the fan service with all the old people and shit. Man, look, while I was watching that movie, I was rolling my eyes. Like, man, this is such a fucking cash grab. Skywalker says, "What happened to Earth in the Star Wars franchise? I don't think Earth exists in that world." Moving on, Orphan 3. So Orphan 3 has now begun filming. I wasn't even aware that they were actually going to go through with this, but the thing that makes this weird is that Orphan 2 is actually a prequel. So how the fuck is this going to work?
Sequel.
Well, yeah, I know. Sequel to the prequel?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, because Orphan 2 was a prequel. This is what happened before the first movie. And the thing about it was, they made it work because, like, when I was watching it, I'm like, yo, this movie's going to fucking suck because it's going to be the same damn thing as the last one. She's going to go to their house and they're not going to know it's a kid and da-da-da-da. But then it was like the mom knew that she was really an adult. And she was like, kind of like using her. And
yeah,
shit.
I did. That took me off guard. I was like, oh shit, this is good.
Exactly. It was different. So it's like,
I like it more than the first.
Right? So I'm like, how can you do that again? You have to be able to surprise the audience again. Because if you do what you did last time or you did what you did after that, it's going to be boring. But I will give them credit because they were able to make it seem like they were able to capture the feeling of the first one. Like, it didn't feel like super out of place. Like, she didn't look too old. And they were able to like use different features to make her the height differences and make her appear to be a kid and shit. So they did really good with making the audience feel like it was.
You have to bear in mind that what they done on the second one felt at the start it was going to be copy and paste.
Exactly.
It changed up. So if they could do that with that one, I have faith that they might be able to do something with this one. Like, we didn't see that shit coming, and maybe it's going to be something like that, you know, or do what they normally do, a kind of in between prequel and sequel, you know, that kind of thing. They might do what do you call it? What do you call them? You know, where they slot that in between legacy sequel.
Oh, legacy sequel. I can see that. But this one has to be it's either going to be before, after the prequel, or it's going to be after the sequel. But after the sequel be kind of hard because she's supposed to be dead. So,
well, stick it in the middle.
Yeah, so I mean that's the only thing that's going to work. Let's see, Jurassic World Rebirth single. Does it come out next year? The year after? I don't know. Rebirth single? I don't know what you mean. Okay, I admitted the best scene in the whole movie of Jurassic World Rebirth was the river raft scene with the T-Rex. That scene was actually in the novel.
Yeah, that was the only good scene, yeah.
In the novel. I didn't even know these things had novels. Eli Roth, instead of working on Thanksgiving 2 like he was supposed to, he worked on something completely different. He's working on a movie called The Ice Cream Man. Now, I don't know if you know this. Did you ever see the 1990s Ice Cream Man with Clint Howard?
No.
Ron Howard's brother? No?
I know who he is. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I thought that this was going to be like a remake to that, but apparently it's not. So they just showed like some still shots of it, and they said that this is one of Eli Roth's new movies. So we're just, instead of getting Thanksgiving 2, he went forth with actually getting the Ice Cream Man. Do you think that this was a bad idea? Do you think it's a bad idea to wait this long to give us the Thanksgiving sequel because Thanksgiving did all right? And
when was it last year or the year before?
I want to say Thanksgiving. I want to say Thanksgiving came out like 2 years ago, but I could be wrong. Let me see. But I want to say it came out about 2 years ago. 2023.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
so
that's 2 years ago, right?
Well,
yeah, so
I actually think now would be the time for it to come out.
Right.
Next year,
you would think.
Next year will be all right, but any longer than that, I don't know, because it's not a big enough IP to. So you want to cash up on the last one, you know what I mean? So leaving it too long, you could fade. Who knows? But I'm just saying 3 years would be the max I'd leave it for. But,
so there's no information if this is going to streaming, if it's going to go to the movie theaters. We just know that he's working on Ice Cream Man, and apparently it's not a remake of the Ice Cream Man movie with Clint Howard.
I didn't even know it was that.
Yeah, well, that was in the era of like. Did you ever see The Dentist?
Yeah, I think I did, but I know what you're talking about.
There was like an era where there was like straight to VHS movies, and when you went to like a video rental store, all those movies were like on the wall, and The Dentist and Ice Cream Man and Leprechaun and shit, like they were all over the walls because those were like the popular ones because they had really cool covers and people bought them or people rented them because of their covers. And Ice Cream Man was one of them, and Clint Howard does a pretty damn good job in that movie. He's like this psychotic, crazy ice cream man that like kidnaps kids and then like kills them and then puts them in ice cream or whatever. But anyway, I don't know what they're planning to do with this movie, but I just wanted to bring it up because you know Eli Roth is like hit or miss. But I just wanted to really point out the fact that he's putting Thanksgiving to the side to do this movie. So this shit better be worth it. And on top of that, I remember when I met him, I was asking about I asked about Thanksgiving. He was talking about how he was like kind of lazy about he was like, yeah, I just gotta write it. I gotta get around to writing it. I just haven't really had the time to like sit down and like, you know, pin it out. He was like, I got ideas, but you know, he just kind of seemed like he didn't seem too interested in it, which is weird. But
maybe he just doesn't have enough story to go with it. But then, I mean, what story do you need? Do you know, it's just a fun horror like Terrifier 2, 3.
Yeah, just pick up off that and keep it going, like, you know, because the dude survived. But then also he was talking about he did another movie. It was like another holiday type movie called Be Mine, and it was a Valentine's Day horror movie. And when I was chatting with him about it because I had him sign like a Be Mine picture that I had, he also said, oh, like he was planning on turning that into like a full length movie. And that short is starring what's her name from Cobra Kai? The blonde chick, Tori. The actress that plays Tori?
Yeah, I don't know her name.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
The blonde chick. She was a final girl in that, and she was actually pretty fucking good. So I actually want to see her in a horror movie because I think she would do really good. But yeah, that's Eli Roth making Ice Cream Man. We'll see where it goes. Is this Stephen Lang, the guy from Don't Breathe?
Yeah.
Stephen Lang was talking about that he was he's crossing his fingers and hoping that there's still the window for Don't Breathe 3. We heard about Don't Breathe 3 coming out a long time ago, but like nothing ever came into fruition about it. So he still has his fingers crossed that hopefully it'll come out. But the thing about it, when did the second one come out? That was a long ass time ago, wasn't it?
About 3 or 4 years ago now, I reckon.
It was Don't Breathe 2. Don't Breathe 2 came out in 2001. So about 4 years ago.
4 years ago,
and then Don't Breathe, the first one was in 2000. Oh, well, both of the movies seem to have gaps in between it because 2016 and 2021 is about like 5 years. So I guess like they're banking on hopefully, but Stephen Lang is gonna get old as shit, bro. He's not gonna be able to do this shit. He's already old. So it's
I didn't love the second one anyway, you know.
It was weird because it turned him into like an anti-hero. I thought I was like, you just kind of like fucked up the whole like concept. Like he's a villain, he's supposed to be the horror villain and shit, and you turned him into like kind of like the Terminator or like what's somebody's name from Taken, the dad from Taken. Like I was like, dude,
Liam Neeson.
I will find you and I will kill you. But yeah, Scott Walker said Peyton List. That's what you're talking about. Cheap Height, the girl from Cobra Kai, Tori. Yeah, her Tori List. Dude, she would be a fucking fantastic final girl. I'm committed to that shit. I think she'd be a dope final girl. But anyway, yeah. So Stephen Lang wants to do another Don't Breathe, but should he continue to hold his breath?
I don't know. Depends on how well the last one did as well, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I'm gonna switch it because I want the topic that has more talking points. I'm gonna leave that for the last one, and that's up your alley as well too. This next one, Jumanji 3. Apparently, The Rock says that they announced. I ain't either. I ain't even seen the first one, but apparently they have 3 of these damn things, and it's like, why? I think that it was. I felt bad when they did the first fucking one. Yeah, I know, right? Money, right? You have Kevin Hart, you have The Rock, and I guess and Jack Black.
They did well, and they're really supposed to be a lot of fun, actually. The first one was quite fun.
The original was good.
Huh?
The original was really good, and
the original, but these last 2 are supposed to be actually a lot of fun, and you got a load of fun characters in it. So if it's fun, as long as it's not terrible, which I haven't seen it, but as long as it's not terrible and it's more fun, then good luck to them. Do you know what I mean? What else are you gonna do?
Man, listen, it has The Rock, Jack Black, and
Kevin
Kevin
Hart.
Hart. Fucking terrible off top. Those three already made me feel like it's terrible. It's just like this Anaconda movie coming out with Jack Black and fucking Paul Rudd. Who the fuck wants to see that shit? Like, dude, like, there's just certain names together. I'm already like, hell nah. Like, Jack
Although
Black,
I would say
The Rock, and Kevin
The
Hart.
Rock
That's
and Kevin
instant
Hart,
for me.
they do seem to make a lot of films together, and you know,
It make money.
something working, you know. So yeah, said
It make money.
I don't. Huh?
Now I just want to read the chat. Go ahead. What were you gonna say about you think?
No, just saying. Look, if they're fun and it's making money, good luck to them. You know, because I haven't seen the second one. The Rock and Kevin Hart seem to have this buddy friend thing going on outside the films. And Jack Black, he's definitely supposed to be a really nice guy, but he probably had that kind of fun kind of jokes he does, because he just did Minecraft that's done staggeringly massive, you know.
And it's crazy because I really thought that movie wasn't going to make as much money because I thought that the time passed for that popularity. I was fucking wrong. Yeah. That shit still made a lot of money. And then even like Five Nights at Freddy, that shit was hella popular. And I was like, oh, y'all did that shit too late. Nope, that shit made a lot of money too.
Yeah.
So, I think
isn't there a new one coming out in the next few weeks?
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy 2 is coming out in December, and fucking Skeet Aldridge is in it. So they got both of the people from Scream in the movie.
I don't like the last one anyway.
It was all right. It's not. See, the thing is, most of the people that complained about it were like fucking Five Nights at Freddy heads, and I don't know anything about it, so I just watched it and was like, oh, that was cool. Like, that was fun. And that's it. Now, I feel like it should be bloodier. Like, I feel like if they're going to do this shit, like, you got to go all the way in. Like, it feels like a fucking kid's movie, you know?
Yeah.
But, let's see. Chat. This is, I think for a future Toy Story movie, the villain toy Ghostface will be perfect. What the fuck? That'll be funny. Ghostface. Ghostface. He said
that was Scott Walker, right?
Yeah. He said for a future Toy Story movie, he thinks that the villain should be a Ghostface toy. That'd be funny as shit. Fucking NECA figure.
What's your scary movie? Your favorite scary movie?
Woody, what's your favorite scary movie? I don't like scary movies. I think the girl who plays Samantha in Cobra Kai, Daniel's daughter, I think she'll be a great addition to the Scream franchise. Show me a great Sydney if they do it. Nah. He's not a good actor, dude. The chick that Samantha, she's not really that good. Tori is way fucking better than Samantha. You know what's scary? And all these actors who we grew up watching when we were children they're all dying on us, especially the child actors from the 1990s. Oh yeah, dude. There's a lot of people that we grew up with are dying. All right, so this next topic is our final topic, and it's right up your alley, Derek. Superman, the sequel that nobody asked for. The villain is apparently Brainiac. And also, there's rumors that Superman is going to enlist the help of Lex Luthor to defeat him. What do you think?
First of all, it seems like, as long as it's not General Zod again, do you know what I mean? Because Superman's got quite a few villains, you know, bigger villains than that. Until again, like you were talking about, we were just talking about Star Trek. Until I see more about it, then I'll be more interested. But Brainiac would be the best way to go, and it feels that kind of the way he's done the last one. It feels like it would probably fit into that world where, what would you say, the Man of Steel, probably a bit more serious. Brainiac, very colorful. It's hard to put him in. You've also got Bizarro, but I feel like they kind of touched on that in the last one, so you can't do that. So yeah, I mean, it seems to be the way to go. I mean, you could do Darkseid, but it kind of did him and Snyder, so I don't know.
Well, that would also be kind of fast if you bring Darkseid in, because Superman was relatively weak in that movie, so I don't think he'll be able to handle a Darkseid.
No. Yeah, no. But Darkseid in some cases is actually frightened of Brainiac as well. Depends what comic you read, but Brainiac is the one. But again, I can see it happening. But as long as it's not James Gunn, because I had so much hope for him. I really believed in James Gunn. I really
He's
had
pinning it. He's pinning it for sure. Now directing it, I don't know, but him writing it, I feel like we're in a situation.
Definitely writing it, is he?
I think he's definitely writing it because we're in a situation where
like that
Halloween trilogy and that Exorcist movie, when Exorcist Believer bombed and it got nailed to the wall, a lot of people were like, "Oh, like fucking," they were blaming fucking Blumhouse or where, I think Blumhouse, and I was like, "No, dude, blame Blumhouse for hiring. You need to blame whatever his name is, whatever Green, something Green, him." That motherfucker ruined the shit. And then people were like, okay, when they announced the sequel, then when they said that Mike Flanagan was going to direct the new one, everybody was like, oh, thank God, Mike Flanagan. I was like, hey, listen, like, if it's still that Green guy's script, it's still going to suck because he's the reason that these movies suck because of the script, you know? And they were like, nah, that Green has been scrapped. He's not going to write it. This is a whole new film. It's his own new shit. And this is what I'm talking about with this. If James Gunn is pinning the next Superman movie, it might suck.
Learn from his mistakes, the last one, because some of the humor, it didn't fit the narrative of Superman. Some of it, you know, and there was some parts that made me angry. You know, I'm a Superman fan. It made me actually angry, and there was a few serious moments in it, and he had to ruin it with a joke. Do you know what I mean? And some of the jokes was really annoying, especially I think I told you about the one at the end with Supergirl. I was like, what are you doing? So he is underpowered on this, but I kind of understand to underpower Superman because he's so powerful. Do you know what I mean? You've got to give him something. But
yeah, but then most of his villains always find a way to depower him or to like level the playing field or something. Like Lex Luthor is literally a fucking human. Like,
yeah.
He's literally a fucking human, and that's one of Superman's biggest foes. So it's like you can easily find somebody to kind of like counter Superman. And then on top of that, you have like, I really feel like James Gunn wants Supergirl to be more successful than Superman. It's something in me
at this point, you know,
there's something in me that makes me feel like that's what he's gonna do. I
mean, who the hell is interested in Supergirl over Superman and Batman? I mean, she's just a secondary character. I know she's popular, and I love the original one back in 1984. But especially going by what they showed on Superman, the new one, wow, I was not impressed. So that's already put a downer on me. But you know, I could be wrong. I know Jason Momoa's on it
as Lobo. Yeah, I heard that. I heard Lobo's in it. Yeah.
You know, it needs to do well. I tell you what, these next two films need to do well.
But I think it's stupid that I think it's dumb that he's doing like Superman, Supergirl, Batman. I think that is a strange three movies
to like come hard with Batman now
to roll out your shit with. Like you got Supergirl with Superman and Batman. You know what I mean? Like who would be like, in my opinion, like that third person should have been like a Green Lantern.
Or like exactly, but they are doing the Green Lantern TV show.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that should have been a film.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I don't know about making a film about Homie with the bowl cut. You could keep that shit, but give me Black Green Lantern. Give me Black Green Lantern. I mean, a lot of people really like him.
He's my favorite. Yeah, Jon Stewart. Because thing about the Hal Jordan, he's kind of like the Flash.
I was just about to say that he comes off the Flash,
and it's like you know, Jon Stewart. He don't mess around. He can be quite miserable, but he don't mess around. He's quite bossy, and you know he's got a bit of an attitude, not in a bad way, but yeah, he put you in your place straight away. And yeah, he's my favorite. And it's a nice change, especially to the Justice League, where you've got two similar characters like the Flash and all that. And Hal Jordan, he's all right. Green Lantern's cool, but it's just I find him kind of boring. Him as a character.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, out of the whole out of the pyramid, right? Your pyramid of like how I'm going to start off my film franchise: Superman, Batman, Supergirl. What the fuck? Like, it just doesn't seem right. Like, you could pick anybody. You could have picked Wonder Woman. That would have made more sense. You could have
It
picked.
would make more sense. Yeah.
You could have picked
The Flash.
The Flash. You could have picked Green Lantern. Shit, like anything. Like, that's like That's like making a Hawkeye movie. Like, yeah, dude. Like, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But it's like making a Hawkeye movie.
I just don't know anyone that's that interested in Supergirl, and the fact that not many people went to see Superman, and she's a lesser character. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you fucked up with that.
Yeah, I mean, I am really upset about Superman. But anyway.
But yeah, so Brainiac's supposed to be the villain. He's supposed to have Lex Luthor help him beat Brainiac. So we'll see what comes about that. But I still ain't watched the first Superman movie. I know all about it though. I could talk to you as if I've seen it, but I haven't watched it. Superman is not really my favorite character, and then fucking you sure as hell didn't convince me that.
It's not mine anymore either. So after that,
Scott says, "Can we talk about Wolfman?" We kind of already did, man. We talked about Edgar's making a werewolf movie. He's and it's gonna be shot in 35 millimeter. And we felt like that was one of the best people to take to do that movie. Did you know the remastered 2005 King Kong game from PlayStation 2? I mean, I remember the game, but at the same time, like, I don't think I would want to
talk more about Toy Story crossing street.
Ghostface. That's the one. That's the ticket right there. It's going to be on PlayStation 5 and
Freddy Krueger in there with it, you know.
They're going to remaster. Out of all the games remastered, they're remastering King Kong.
England might do an animated version. That would be the perfect time. Stick them in with Toy Story, Woody and Buzz Lightyear. You know,
that should be funny, dude. They should actually do a scene in Toy Story, like maybe like a skit or a blooper or something at the end, where fucking somebody gets like a Ghostface toy. That should be hilarious. What do you guys personally think of the idea of Ghostface playing a villain in the future? Nah. I mean, I think it's funny for a blooper, but like as in like a serious storyline, no. Because he's a killer. You really think like Ghostface is gonna run around stabbing toys and shit? Like,
also, the kids get kids to be interested in what this Scream is Ghostface is too, and they ain't gonna work out, you know.
Like, you can have a villain that's inspired by Ghostface, but I don't think you can actually have the license. It's too much, dude. Because who fucking owns Pixar? Who owns Pixar? Disney?
No, I don't know.
Who owns Pixar?
I don't think it's Disney.
Who owns Pixar? Disney Studios owns Pixar. You swear that they're gonna Disney is never gonna be able to license the Ghostface, or they wouldn't even want to. Dude, Disney didn't even want Venom to be rated R, and he didn't even enter the fucking Marvel universe. They basically talked Sony out of making a rated R Venom movie because they didn't want a bloody movie enter universe, and then they still didn't even use the shit. And then on top of that, people were like, "Oh, Deadpool finally entered the MCU." No, he didn't. They still made that shit so vague to the point where like he's still not in the universe. Like, it's dumb.
I'm just glad he's not, because I hate that version of Venom. I hate it. I didn't like the movies. I was pissed off, man. What a fucking waste of a character. But they did well financially, so you know, why not?
It's a movie that's entertaining. It's a movie that's entertaining to watch.
I think it'd be entertaining if you didn't know the character.
One fucking time. I can only watch it one fucking time. These people that rewatch that movie several times, hats off to you, because I can't sit through a Deadpool movie like.
No, I think people rewatch it just to make sure that it's that bad. They're like trying to convince them. So,
like I did. Didn't Deadpool 3 make didn't it make $1 billion? Or almost $1 billion? Deadpool 3.
Deadpool I think so. Yeah, definitely up there.
One day in the future superhero film, I would love to see a crossover between Spider-Man and Batman teaming up to battle the Green Goblin. That already happened in the comic books. And fucking, if I'm not mistaken, Joker, the Carnage symbiote mixes with Joker or something like that.
That will never happen anytime soon. But I tell you what, in the future, maybe 10 years from now, when DC and Marvel have just gone down, yeah, there's a chance that they think, right, let's put these together to make some money here. But there's
It
too
will,
much red tape.
it will only happen in an animated version. Like
Even
how they
then,
do like they do with the
then,
what ifs, like they do with the what ifs and shit, the Marvel what ifs. That's the only way that shit's gonna happen. Because
yeah, but even then with the red tape, it would be,
because if Warner Brothers is seriously thinking right now, the only place like thinking about selling, the company with the biggest pockets is Disney. They can buy that shit like nothing if they really wanted to. If Netflix made a significant bid, Disney could Disney could top that bid in a minute. But
like nothing.
yeah, but if Disney did buy Warner Brothers and DC, like the DC catalog for
that
films,
changed the game.
that would. But you would only see, they would only do it as a what if. Like it would have to turn into like an animated thing. I can't see them seriously like doing that and then turning it into like a film franchise. Honest opinion, if they do remake Creature from the Black Lagoon, I think they should make him more mermaid like. I don't know, dude. It depends where they. It depends if they want to continue this dark universe thing. If Blumhouse keeps the dark universe thing, they're gonna try to find a way to like modernize it, and that's gonna be kind of hard to have like an actual creature. You get what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be really hard to do. But if they go around the route of a Guillermo del Toro, then I can see your idea coming into fruition. But the only bad thing about it is like if he's a fucking mermaid, how's he gonna walk around on land? Motherfucker just gonna be flapping and shit.
When the mermaids come to land, they get legs.
Do they?
Apparently. Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Oh damn, dude! I don't know. Do we have to listen to it sing "It's a Whole New World"? Wait, no, that's not Mermaid. That's Aladdin. I would love to see another live action Casper movie. No, I don't know. Like I think like certain movies they were like great at their time, but I don't think if they're
live action what? Sorry,
Casper.
Oh right, yeah.
I don't think it would be as what it was in the 90s. I think with properties like that, your best bet is to keep them animated, keep it like that little like the Addams Family animation and shit like that. I think that's your best bet because that seems to be very appealing to kids. They don't do the whole like live action thing, but I mean Disney's been doing it though. Like they've been taking a lot of their old cartoons and turning them into live actions, but
actually,
they aren't the greatest. I would love to see a King Kong movie instead of capturing just Kong bought the T-Rex. I mean, dude, there's King Kong movies. What are you talking about? There's going to be a Son of Kong movie coming out, and then also Godzilla X Kong has become the new franchise. Godzilla doesn't work alone anymore. He has a partner now. So yeah.
High five.
You said what?
High five.
Right. Anyway, any questions in the chat? We ran through all our topics for today. Any questions in the chat about anything that sounds like a good idea to talk about? Preferably not McDonald's or Jurassic Park or Scream or Titanic or animals or Fast and Furious or Spider-Man again. But dude, well, we'll chit chat a little bit while we wait to see if anything rolls in. But this year sucked for movies, dog. Outside of horror.
Very mid to low actually.
There was like no fucking regular good movies this year, like at all. I think the only thing that was pretty decent was that Leo movie, and I had high hopes for that damn Daniel Day-Lewis movie, and that shit sucked.
There's some Daniel Day-Lewis movies that you've not seen that put him on the map.
What is it called? The Prodigal Son? What is it called?
No, Name of the Father, and then you've got My Left Foot.
My Left Foot. What about the right? What about the right?
He won an Oscar for that.
What about the right foot?
No, right. So the My Left Foot, he playing a paraplegic who's an artist with his left foot. He can draw with his left foot.
The fuck?
Yeah, I know, but he won all kind. I mean, when I first saw it, I actually thought he was a paraplegic. I think if he did that today, he'd probably get in trouble. I don't know. But Name of the Father. Wow.
Yeah, you told me about that movie a couple of times. Wow. I want to see that, and I want to see the Phantom Thread. I haven't seen the Phantom Thread yet. That was like his last movie that he did before he went. That was the last movie he did, and then he went into retirement.
I haven't seen Lincoln.
I haven't seen. Isn't he in Last of the Mohicans?
Yeah. Oh, people love that. That's brilliant. That's really
I haven't
good.
seen it. It kind of reminds me of Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, in a sense. But yeah,
you know, You know what? Okay, you know what movie Daniel Day-Lewis? All right, there's a remake that's based on a very popular book that needs to that I feel like if they did a remake and it happened, I think Daniel Day-Lewis would be fucking perfect for it. To Kill a Mockingbird. I think To Kill a Mockingbird, him thrown in there anywhere would be fucking fantastic.
I haven't seen the original.
It's a very interesting movie. It has like it's like it has like a segregation racist undertone.
Is it a black and white thing?
The original is black and white, but it's based off of a book.
Is it worth watching?
Yeah. It's a classic movie. It's a classic. Yeah. I'll tell you the honest opinion. I think the 1990s had the best movies, and the 2000s had the best music.
I am completely. I think from the year 2000 is when music died for me. Music. I mean, you've had a few hits here and there. Music died. It just all became this kind of glum Coldplay. It was just
because the 90s had that short grunge wave where you had like Alice in Chains and you had like Nirvana and you had some pop music and shit. You had a lot of cool little hip hop that came out around that time.
Like Guns N' Roses going, and my era we had like hardcore and jungle and dance music and stuff like that, you know. So it was just full of different stuff. But today you've got 100 Mariah Careys. You've got every band is so similar to each other. It's like, and rap, what the fuck is rap today? That's just even. It's like, yeah. Like you go back to NWA and what was it, Wu-Tang Clan and stuff like that. That was just full of character. It was catchy. It was rhyming. But like you said today, it's like, and over here we got this thing called drill music.
Yeah, I've heard that shit.
Yeah. It's just
fucking. It's a bit isn't more, it like fucking Central C and there's another fucking guy.
Dizzy Rascal and stuff like that. But as I say, like at least it's upbeat compared to the other shit that we're talking about, especially the shit that's coming from your
I don't know, London rap in front of me, so it's funny. So they'll be like, they do shit like that. It's just funny, dude. I'm a hop
those gangsters, like what's that dude who got grassed on everyone, who snitched on everyone? Well, I mean, they look like clowns. Yeah, you go back.
The dude with the rainbow hair.
Yeah, but not just him. They all look like clowns. They're all wearing stupid, different hair, and like they're not intimidating. Look at back in the 90s. Most of those rappers looked intimidating, which went with the like California is one of my favorites, you know. But they all looked somewhat intimidating. Today, you're like, hey.
But I will say this, that I think that the 2000s, that's when like that new metal sound came out. And I feel like new metal is kind of like
Limp
Bizkit, Korn. I mean, Slipknot could be kind of considered new metal. System of a Down. Who else? There's a lot of bands that kind of like started to become popular in the 2000s, and I feel like they're not bad. Like
there is some hits here and there, but just to me,
Static X.
Go back to the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Exactly, but once you go, but if you compare it to like the catalog of the people from like the 80s and shit, like it's a slaughter because
it's just like there's all the rock bands are very similar, all the R&B is very similar, and the rap is just dog shit. Do you know what I mean? It's just dog shit. It's like, because I used to love rap back in the 90s and stuff.
Yeah, dude, in the 90s, he said the 90s movies had the best the 90s had the best movies. Hell nah. The 90s movies are very niche. For their era,
the 90s had it had some really like some of my favorite.
They had some big blockbusters, yeah. Like there was some big blockbusters in the 90s for sure. But I mean, like if we're talking about like classic cinema, like there's not many classic cinema movies that come out of the 90s.
Oh, the Forrest Gump is
Forrest Gump is in the 90s?
Yeah, 1994, and then we have what was it?
What year did Color Purple come out?
I think that was late 80s.
85.
85, really? That old? But I was going to say is the other thing about the 80s, right? They were batshit crazy, some of those movies. Do you know what I mean? They just they were just batshit crazy, and sometimes they were good because of that. You know, sometimes not so much. But to fair, like there's good movies just with the last few years, and I think a lot of directors and a lot of writers and studios are very, very careful on what they're putting in and what they're saying, and they're always tiptoeing around just in case you don't offend the wrong person. And back in the 80s, 90s, 70s, they didn't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? So we have that. But then not all films, there have been some good ones the last 20 years or so. But
yeah, I mean, right now it's hard to find a good movie. Like, I mean, look at us right now.
Though, the 90s was a really, really good year, a good decade for movies. Really, Terminator 2.
Ooh, fuck.
Yeah,
Terminator
you
2,
know, it was just it's a really like.
Are you right? You're right. I take that back. The 90s did have some good shit. I didn't even think about that.
Really did. Yeah, Freddy crew. No, there was a couple in the 90s, and they weren't the best ones. But yeah, still, there was just crazy shit. You know. Anyway, I could go on, but 90s was so good.
All right, he says, if Stu is the one that burned his house down in Scream 7, why do you guys personally believe he did it if he is the killer? Man, he did it because it's a cash grab. It's simple. Like, they look, here's the bad part. This is how fucking lazy the writers of Scream are. There's been a fucking fan theory about Stu being alive forever, and it feels like they're using that to write their next movie. That is single-handedly one of the most fucking laziest things I've ever seen in my life. What happened?
They might as well just put him in it.
No, I think he is in it. The thing about it, okay, so look, here's the fan theory that's been going around for a long time. Stu apparently didn't die when they dropped the TV on his head. He got really injured, and he's been in the fucking insane asylum since. The stupid part about it is, why the fuck haven't they mentioned that shit in none of these movies? And then on top of that, if he is alive, like, if they do that, which it seems like that's where they're going, that is one of the laziest fucking pieces of writing that I've ever seen in my life. He better not be a Force ghost either, because it was bad enough that fucking what's his name, Billy, was a fucking Force ghost. You better not Force ghost this motherfucker. If you Force ghost this motherfucker, I am going to talk so much shit. But anyway, moving on. Where you live in California, how far away are you from Bluff Creek? I wish you'd be interested in going there one day. Where the fuck is Bluff Creek at? That has to be where the fuck they filmed Scream at. I guarantee you. Is that where they filmed Scream at?
Or Jurassic Park.
Or Jurassic Park. Nah, wasn't Jurassic Park filmed in fucking Costa Rica? Bluff Creek. The fuck, Bluff Creek. Where the fuck is that at? Bluff Creek is about. No way, 17 minutes. Nah, this can't be right. Where the fuck is let me see. Bluff Creek. What the fuck is that? Hey, give me like a specific thing. Is it like a fucking, because there's like a Bluff Creek park and shit. Like, what is Bluff Creek? Like, is it a trail? Like, what is it? Bluff Creek, California. Bluff Creek, Louisiana. A water course in California. Bluff Creek water. I don't know. You have to give me like an exact address to what it is that you're talking about. Because Bluff Creek, it says here it's like 17 minutes from where I'm at. But let's see. I think some of the 90s kids will disagree with you about the 2000s music. I think a lot of kids from our generation will disagree with you.
I've heard of Bluff Cove.
Yeah, but
yeah, are you talking about Bluff Cove or Bluff Creek? I've heard of Bluff Cove. I think, okay, he said some of the 90s kids will disagree with you about the 2000s music.
Yeah, because they're idiots.
See, look, here's the thing. 2000s music aged. Like, it's one of them things like where you revisit it, you're like, oh, this shit was cool. Like, example, like fucking Korn or fucking Power Man 5000. This is what it's like when worlds collide. Like, you hear that shit and you're like, oh, that was cool when I listened to it, but then that shit got burned out. And then you listen to it later, you're like, oh, that shit's pretty cool. By the way, you've heard that song before, right?
Yep.
You know that's fucking Rob Zombie's brother?
No, I didn't know.
And that motherfucker be walking around the conventions I go to all the time.
Blonde spiky hair.
Okay.
I didn't know, but I didn't know that was him until somebody was like, "Hey, Spider's walking around."
Like, when it comes to rock, I feels like Coldplay came out, and then every second band was, and Coldplay has kind of got this It's supposed to be rock, but it ain't. It's this kind of mellow shit. Woo! Oh my god! And then you've got what was it? Every second band then was trying to be like that. You go back to
Coldplay feels like they tried to do their best U2 impersonation.
It's like alternative pop.
well, it worked.
Yeah, because they became fucking big. But yeah,
worked.
Coldplay feels like a fake ass U2. One of my favorite bands is still my favorite, Nickelback. They're one of the best bands. Oh my god, get out of here, Nickelback. You mean is that the I need a hero to save? I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
Never made it as a blind man. I think he did the song to Spider-Man as well.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
That's why you like them. Spider-Man. He's a Spider-Man fan. That's the reason he likes. I need a hero. Dog, Nickelback sucks. Out of all the fucking 2000s bands you could have picked, you picked Nickelback. Trash. And then he says, "I've ever seen in Green Day." He says Green Day is okay, but like. Yeah. I'm not bumping Green Day.
I like Green Day.
No, I mean they were all right.
The only song I like from Green Day is Brain Stew. My eyes will like they're gonna bleed.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine?
Tiffany loves that song.
I like Green Day.
Yeah.
You know?
I like the Pussycat Dolls. Isn't that the fucking people like, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? That's them, right?
Yeah.
Don't you? Don't you? That motherfucker said. Nickelback. God dang. Eminem, 50 Cent. There's just too many.
I'm gonna send Tiff my version of Green Day that we done back in the band. I have it somewhere.
Get the fuck out of here. What song did you do?
Of that song.
Do you have a time? Wait, you're singing?
Yeah.
We gotta hear that shit. With a British accent.
It's going to be her ringtone and everything after that.
Nah, we got to hear with the British accent. Do you have the time? I can't even do it. Like, how the fuck would you do that in a British accent? Hey, mate. Do you have the time? I don't know. I can't do it.
Sounds better that way.
All right, let's see. Fuck, that motherfucker said Pussycat Dolls. Shit. Nelly? Damn. I remember Nelly.
Actually, you know what? His couple of songs he did, I didn't mind them, actually.
Like, his biggest song was fucking Air Force.
Whatever happened to him?
He I don't know. He married Ashanti finally. That motherfucker, that Air Force Ones, he was stupid as shit for making that song and not like partnering with Nike. Cause the sale of Air Force Ones went up so much after that song that I need to give me to. That shit made them Nike so much fucking money. Everybody was wearing Air Force Ones after that. Kelly Rowland, Kelly Rowland, the chick that used to be in Destiny's Child. As a 90s and 2000s kid, there are too many good songs from the 2000s and late 90s.
She was on Freddy versus Jason, wasn't she, as well?
Oh, yeah, she was. Dark Meat. That motherfucker, Dark Meat. I think the three best movies from 1993, with my honest opinion, is Free Willy, Jurassic Park, and Dennis the Menace. Hey, the fact that Doc Brown was in Dennis the Menace, that made me feel like he should be a horror villain. When he was that bum in Dennis the Menace and shit, eating beans and shit, I was like, oh, dude, Doc Brown is a menace.
I don't think he was on Dennis the Menace.
That was him. That's Christopher Lloyd, dude. He was the bum that was eating the beans and shit.
All right. I thought you meant the main character.
He was the bum that tried to kidnap Dennis or whatever. I don't know if that's the first one.
I haven't seen it, but I know of it.
Bluff Creek, California, is where the most famous pickled foods of all. Man, this motherfucker made me feel like it was a movie and shit. This was talking about pickled foods.
You should go and have some.
All the time was filling the Patterson Gimlin film. Will you be interested in going? I don't like pickled food, dog, like at all. I love Linkin Park and all the other stuff. Linkin Park's first album was solid, and the second one was all right. After that, that shit started sucking. Avril Lavigne, she is one of the best singers years of the. Avril Lavigne, isn't that the
hot, she's
isn't
really
that isn't that the skater boy girl?
Yeah. But you should see her. But she seemed to have got hot with age. Do you know what I mean? She looked like a little boy back then. You know, wow. But yeah,
Evanescence was popular too.
Who?
Evanescence.
Oh yeah, but they only had like 2-3 songs with Daredevil, the movie Daredevil, wasn't it? and wake me up, wake me, you know, and it's like, what happened to them? They just disappeared, you know.
Man, so they just fucking disappeared, man. It's just poof and they never fucking gone, man.
You know, that was the mystery. Where have they gone? Who knows?
Was there any fucking British musical acts that were popular in the 90s that were like
Oasis.
Who?
Oasis.
That's a 90s band?
Yeah,
I thought they were like an 80s band.
No, 1994.
Oasis, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean Bluff Creek is
Prodigy.
where the most famous Bigfoot footage.
You heard of Prodigy, right?
Oh yeah, smack my bitch up. That guy.
Yeah. Fire starter. Twisted fire starter.
Yeah. That shit. Hey, dude, Prodigy. That shit was pretty fucking clean. And it's funny because I remember hearing the sample that they got that shit from. Fuck, dude. What else?
Breathe the pressure. Come play my game. I'll test ya.
Dude, okay. So Charlie's Angels, right? The fucking guy that fights the chicks in Charlie's Angels. That's Marty McFly. I didn't even know that shit.
No, it's the dad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fucking George McFly.
He's what's his name again?
And he's also a fucking Willard.
I think he was on one of the Friday the 13th as well, doing some funny dance.
Dude, I heard his heart. So my homeboy got his signature. They had to go to watch some boring ass movie he made in order to get his signature, but he got it. But because I heard he doesn't do signatures like that, but he seemed cool. Bluff Creek is where the most famous Bigfoot footage of all time was filmed. Man, this motherfucker sending me to go look for Bigfoot. The fuck? Speaking of Daredevil, did you know Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was supposed to appear in the movie, but it got cut out of the film? I mean, it seems like something that would have happened, but you know. The music of today is not as popular, not as good as music back in the 2000s. I'm sorry for saying instead of kids of this generation, music of the 2000s. So I'm saying the music of the 2000s is better than the music now. I mean, hands down, dude. This is probably like some of the like worst music ever. And the fact that
we still have a bit of the 90s still in it, kind of fading out.
The fact that AI music is being created now and it sounds better than some of the shit that they're actually creating is fucking terrible. Like I heard a Billie Jean AI cover recently, and that shit was good.
I know, I've heard it.
I was like, what the fuck? It was like Billie Jean, but like it's a trap soul or some shit. And I was like, this is pretty good. And it's funny because I was reading the comments and then somebody was like, well, you know that it's not all AI. The person has to like chop it up and put the song together and make it sound good. And I'm like, yeah, but most of the fucking work is the fucking AI though, you know?
Yeah.
I think the 3 best singers of the 2010s are Bruno Mars, Pink, and Katy Perry. That motherfucker said Pink, bro. I remember when Pink used to run around with Eve. I used to think she was gay. I used to think Pink was a super like lesbian. I used to think she was a mean-o lesbian, dog. I don't know. Bruno Mars, that motherfucker, that was an industry plant. Katy Perry, I low-key feel like she an industry plant too because she got popular out of fucking nowhere. You know what is sad? You don't hear from singers back in the 1990s or 2000 anymore. What happened to them when they were, hear scenes from the 70s. What do you mean seniors, bro? Like you mean like old ass people? Like what are we talking about? I'm confused. He said you don't hear about seniors from the 1990s. Seniors from the 1990s.
That was the dog saying, "All right, time to go."
Right? She was like, "Yeah, let's cut this shit."
Right.
All right.
I mean,
this was amazing. It was fun. I know it's late as shit where you at. I know you want to go to sleep and keep yawning and shit. I know you would love to keep talking about music and stuff, but hey, it is what it is. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you guys are watching this much later, thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with us. But until next time, you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop, and hopefully Ada doesn't bite somebody.
Yeah.
Adios.